We're coming up on another week of game releases, and I want to take a look at what's dropping this week. For an October week, a little bit lighter, given that last week we got the Crisis Trilogy. This week, not a ton that really piques my interest, but still some games that you should be on the lookout for, maybe see how the reviews turn out and get them on a sale or something like that. So let's get right into it, and let's start things off with Disciples Liberation. This is a game that is going to be a pretty big RPG in sense of content availability. I mean, it's definitely going to be a game that's more suited to the PC playstyle, however, it is coming to PlayStation as well. The game is noted to be a mature dark fantasy strategy RPG with turn-based combat, liberate the island, and uncover the endless stories hidden with richly detailed world where every decision has a consequence and every wrong move could be deadly. This is one that is going for $40, so a little bit on the budgeted side as well. It notes an 80-plus hour single-player campaign, a war-torn journey. You'll have to write your own story given that there's going to be a lot of decision-making, uniquely skilled classes, and you'll have to recruit others to your cause from an assortment of factions. You'll build a base, recruit 50-plus units, and amass an army, challenge deadly bosses, and again, a lot of choice. Your decisions guide your fate and directly influence what sort of leader you become. And the game will have a multiplayer component. You can fight in two-player online skirmishes, so you can check that out as well. There is a demo available on PC, so if you have a decent enough PC that can run the game, and honestly, it's not something you need a super high-end PC as far as the minimum requirements go, you can try out the demo and see what you think from there, but the game will be out on October the 21st. Next up, we have Skul the Hero Slayer. Now, this dropped on PC back in January of this year, and it was received very, very well, with 22,376 Steam reviews and 93% positive reception. The game notes God Skul on his quest to single-handedly take on the Imperial army and rescue his king from captivity in an action-packed roguelite 2D platformer for the ages. Again, this is another game that does feature a pixel art style, something that's right up my alley. I know some people are getting tired of that presentation, but I still get a kick out of it, especially when it's well done, and in the case of Skul the Hero Slayer, it does look to be relatively well done. Game was released at $19.99, 80 on Metacritic as well, so positive reception across the board as far as that's concerned. Again, it definitely got a bit of an older school look to it, but at the same time, while it does have that pixel graphics presentation, incredibly detailed as well. So check it out when it does drop. Again, $19.99, and it'll be coming to PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox on October the 21st. Okay, next up, this is a throwback. Toy Soldiers HD Command Antique World War I toy soldiers in the trench-filled battlefields of Europe. Deploy an exciting arsenal of guns, artillery, flamethrowers, tanks, and panels to defend your World War I toy dioramas. Take direct control of individual units or command the entire battlefield from above. Toy Soldiers is something that's been around for a little bit. The original game on Xbox 360, I want to say dropped in 2009 or maybe 2010, and now we have this Toy Soldiers HD version. The game notes fierce boss battles, commandeer machines of war, miniaturized mayhem as well. Visually, the game looks quite good as well, I have to say. This HD version, while I'm not saying this is a technical juggernaut, Crisis in 2007, this is not, but Toy Soldiers, for what it is, I think looks pretty good, and again, this one will be out this coming week. Next up, we have the Dark Pictures Anthology House of Ashes. The Dark Pictures has been going on, and this one is coming from Supermassive Games as well. If you're not familiar with Supermassive, they are the people that brought you Until Dawn. This has been their story-driven survival horror style of experience that they've been dropping. It notes, at the close of the Iraq War, special forces hunting for weapons of mass destruction unearthed something far deadlier, a buried Sumerian temple containing a nest of unearthly creatures. To survive the night below, they must forge a brotherhood with their enemies from the world above. Definitely an interesting baseline to cultivate a story, in my opinion. The idea of enemies joining forces right out of the gate. It even notes the enemy of your enemy is your friend. This time your crew is composed of two opposing factions that rarely see eye to eye. Can you put aside your character rivalries to fight together as one? And you don't have to play alone. The game does have offline 5-player pass-the-pad mode, so you can check that out as well. Navigate the underworld and escape a terrifying threat. Fight your way out of a buried Sumerian temple against hordes of deadly monsters that claimed you as prey. Again, the games so far, the Dark Pictures Anthology have been received kind of mixed, but let's hope this one turns out pretty well, especially given it's October. It's got that horror vibe going on for it. This one is dropping October 22nd. Next up, JRPG fans will want to know about the Caligula Effect 2, October 19th. Well, you can check this out, so literally coming out tomorrow. One of those more niche JRPG, niche, whatever you want to say, JRPG franchises that do come from NIS America. You know, their JRPGs have a very dedicated and core audience, but it's hard to expand beyond that. So if you're a hardcore JRPG fan, keep this one on your radar. The Caligula Effect 1 wasn't received that well, and given that the competition for JRPGs is at an all-time high, I really do hope that this one does set the game a little bit more apart, and a lot of people do end up enjoying it. We'll see how it turns out. Again, it's dropping October 19th. And lastly, this is a pretty cool one. Corpse Party 2021 coming to PC, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One. Now, this came out PS4, Nintendo Switch in Japan back in early 2021, but now it's getting its worldwide release come October the 20th. Corpse Party is one of those franchises that growing up I always heard about. I always heard of it being this like quirky horror title that has that Japanese presentation going on for it, and now we're getting an actual release, at least a modern release on PS4 and pretty much every major platform. The game's description notes a friendship ritual gone awry transports high school student Ayumi Shinozaki and her friends to an alternate reality version of a tragedy-stricken institution that stood on the site of their own school long ago. As the vengeful spirits of elementary school students threaten their lives and their sanity, their only hope of survival, much less escape, is to uncover the chilling details surrounding the murders of those trapped before them. It notes atmospheric retro-style graphics, every choice matters, explore every corner of Heavenly Host Elementary with a cross between point-and-click adventure gameplay and a battle-less RPG. More content than ever before, extra chapters, all that good stuff, and another dimension in horror. This is one that, if you're into quirky horror titles, might be something to check out, and they timed this right, given, you know, the month of the year. So, yeah, this will be coming to PC, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, October the 20th. And that's gonna do it for me. Again, a lighter week in terms of big budget releases. Probably the title that most people are gonna be looking forward to is Disciples Liberation, maybe Skul the Hero Slayer, Caligula Effect 2 if you're a big JRPG guy, or Toy Soldiers HD. I actually know a couple buddies that are excited for this, given they played it back in the XBLA days. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.